ಎಂಎಸ್ಎಂಇ ಕಾನ್ಕ್ಲೇವ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬಿಸಿನೆಸ್ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ 2018 ವಿಶೇಷ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ನಾನು ದೀಪಿಕಾ ಪರೇಶ್. ನಿಟ್ಟೆ ಈ ಹೆಸರು ಕೇಳಿದಾಕ್ಷಣ ನೆನಪಾಗೋದು ನಿಟ್ಟೆ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಯುವ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವೂ ಬಹಳ ಅರ್ಥಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಈ ಸಲ ಮೈಕ್ರೋ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರೈಸಸ್ ಇದರ ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಓಷನ್ ಪರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಾಗಾರ ಹಾಗೂ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಜರುಗಿದ್ದು ಜನರ ಮೆಚ್ಚುಗೆ ಗಳಿಸುವಲ್ಲಿ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿದೆ.
It's very good morning to all the ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to NITTE KBL MSME Conclave Business Awards 2018. Well, before we kickstart, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. How many of you understand Kannada here? All, oh my, okay, that's easy for me then. A warm welcome to each one of you. My name is Parveen, and I'm going to be the host for the day. And make sure that you're going to have a great time, a very informative session throughout the day. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Me, Dr. Sudhir Raj K, Professor at the Justice K. Sigde Institute of Management, right now at the desk of Master of Ceremonies for comparing this colorful and beautiful inaugural program of the NITTE KBL MSME Conclave Business Awards of 2018. Well, the NITTE Education Trust established in 1979 by late Justice K. Sigde, former Justice of the Supreme Court of India and the former Speaker of Lok Sabha. Today, the trust is recognized as one of the finest conglomeration of higher education institutions in India, attracting students from all over India and abroad. At present, the vibrant NITTE Education Trust has a group of conglomeration institutions, 36 institutions with 130 time-tested courses to around 20,000 students in 3 campuses at NITTE, Mangaluru and Bangalore. Ladies and gentlemen, NITTE now is NITTE deemed to be the university. The Justice K. Sigde Institute of Management NITTE, a unit of NITTE Education Trust with an accreditation by the Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs, ACBSP from United States of America. The Karnataka Bank Limited, the KBL, is a pioneer flagship organization with a pan-India presence and a leader in the new generation private sector bank, widely known for their affectionate service to the millions of families and clients of India with a touch of professionalism. Ladies and gentlemen, today we cannot think of education without banking and banking without education. Hence, here is we have a fantastic samagama, the NITTE KBL MSME Conclave and Business Awards 2018. And to inaugurate this, we have the most respected Sri Mahabaleshwar, the CEO and Managing Director of the Karnataka Bank Limited. And we have the guests of honor and ministers, Dr. Shrikant, MD and DXC Technologies, Bangalore, Mr. Suresh K. Rao, the Chief General Manager, Materials of MRPL, Mangaluru, and the program will be presided over by our youth icon, Sri Vishal Hegdeji, who is the Pro-Chancellor of the NITTE University. May I have the pleasure in inviting our esteemed Director, Dr. K. Shankaran, and also the Dean Academic Programs and the architect of this meet, and my learned colleague, Dr. A.P. Achar, to accompany the dignitaries onto the stage. I'm proud to say that our esteemed director, Dr. K. Sankaran, is the most sought-after personality in the area of governance in higher education. Sir, we invite you to deliver the welcome address. Dr. K. Sankaran.
Namaste and good morning to everyone. It gives me immense pleasure and privilege to be here welcoming all of you. Many of you are from Bangalore. You've taken the trouble to come over here. Thank you very much for being here. I'm indeed privileged to welcome all of you here on this side of the dais. I think today is a very, very special day for us. We've been waiting for this day for quite a while. I'd like to personally thank everyone over here on this side of the stage, the president of today's function, Mr. Vishal Hegde, the chief guest, Mr. Mahabaleshwar Rao, thank you for being here. Mr. Shrikant, Mr. Rao, all of you, thank you so much for being here. I'm indeed privileged to welcome all the people from the sister institutions, all the members of MSME fraternity, all the people over here, the press, people who have been working on this relentlessly last few days. Thank you very much for being here, and we hope all of you stay back as long as it's possible for you. We have function going up to late in the evening. Thank you very much. God bless you. Let's go on with our programs as fast as possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. This is the time to florally welcome our dignitaries. I invite Dr. K. Sankaran to florally welcome Sri Mahabaleshwar Rao, the inaugurator of today's conclave. Dr. A.P. Achar to Sri Vishal Hegdeji, the president of today's program. Dr. K. Sankaran once again to Sri Shrikant, Dr. A.P. Achar to Sri Suresh. Thank you and very kind of you. He is the architect of this grand meet, a good networker of events, and my learned colleague Dr. A.P. Achar, Dean Corporate Programs of the Justice K. Hegde Institute of Management. Dr. A.P.R.G., you are invited to brief us about today's deliberations. Over to you.
Chief guest of this special event, Sri Mahabaleshwar Rao and other teams in the dais, members of press, and dear participants. I once again welcome all of you to this special event. NITTE Education Group, today the second largest education group in this region. The success story of NITTE started with the establishment of a small college, Polytechnic College in NITTE, most backward place in this district. Justice K.S. Hegde with his wife Meenakshi Hegde stayed in this place for a long time, and this family was best known for practicing joy of giving. People used to come this place for a number of help, basically financial help. So Hegde family started an industry called Lamina Suspension, and this industry gave job to hundreds of people. At that time there was a requirement of education also, so they started a Polytechnic College. It's a kind of a finishing school where students study in the morning in the college and go back to industry in the afternoon. Very successful model of Polytechnic. Then courses were added based on the market demand, and we have around 130 courses. When this employment and education was swallowed, people used to come to Hegde family for ill health. So we have a best medical college. We have a best, Kshema is one of the best medical college in the region. This session is chaired by Mr. Anupam Dutt, who is an expert in IT tools and supported by other practices also. That is followed by Supply chain. Supply chain is also transforming the enterprises today. We have a lot of digital tools. Mr. Sudhir M. was earlier with Thomson Reuters looking after the implementation of the digitalization in the in supply chain. So now he has joined Gardener. He is also mentoring around 200 companies globally, not in India. So it's amazing personality. So he will sharing his experience with us. And another session is enhancing customer experience. Today the whole business is centered around customers. We have around wonderful tools which can delight customers. Hope MSMEs will use this. And the last session is finance. The traditional way of financing is gone now. MSMEs also should think about not subsidies, not freebies. Look at the professional way of managing it and getting finance in a different way. We have that very interesting session. These are the content, and 4:30 will wind up. And evening, we have an award ceremony. 3 categories of award, 4 categories of award, 3 functional areas, 1 special categories. We honor them, some of the, that if you give a award to an enterprise, doesn't mean that he is only the best in the segment. You are only recognizing the service of the best enterprises. There may be many, but we recognize some of the contribution made by them, which is an exemplary to others. We have reached out to around 20,000 MSMEs all over Karnataka. They are branded as KBL NITE MSME Conclave. 2,000 MSMEs responded. They wanted to come, but said it is pre-Diwali and post-Navaratri. This is a season where we cannot come. But we registered them online. Around 2,000 people are watching this program through live Facebook and through digital tools. 250 MSMEs registered for this program. Mr. Girish Oceanpearl said, NITE is my program. My NITE program is my program. A lot of people said, Syndicate Bank wanted to sponsor this program. He said, we don't take money for any, we already have 2 sponsors. So a lot of emotions are built in. So day long till 9 o'clock, we network, discuss and deliberate various issues. Some of my friends asked me yesterday, will this program will help MSMEs to transform? My answer is yes. We create an awareness about various tools which are available, generate interest. We have one more follow-up event. We call all CEOs of MSMEs who have attended this program. Hopefully Srikanth will come one day, and my friend Sudhir Mills will come, Anupam will come. We'll handle them for implementation of this digitalization of MSMEs. So we took almost an year. This was conceptualized a year ago. Lot of time to see that program it's become more meaningful. So a lot of emotions are built in. So day long till 9 o'clock, we network, discuss and deliberate various issues.
To do the honor, I cordially invite the distinguished inaugurator of this conclave, Sarvashri Mahabaleshwar MS, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Karnataka Bank Limited, to light the lamp and to declare this as being inaugurated. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting into the NITE MSME Conclave and Business Awards 2018 that will be launched by the most respected Shri Mahabaleshwar MS, the MD and CEO of the Karnataka Bank Limited, along with the other dignitaries. It's a memorable event in the history of the NITE Education Trust. It's indeed an occasion to rejoice. We are all the part of this conclave. There is also a Diwali celebration here. You might have witnessed this.
Honorable Sri Vishal Hegde ji, Mr. Srikanth, Mr. Raghutam ji, Mr. S.S. Naik ji, Mr. Anil Agarwal, Managing Director of Bright Flexi, representing lot many MSMEs, delegates, guests on and off the dais, my friends from print and electronic media, my colleagues from my own bank, Karnataka Bank. Good morning to all of you. Wonderful day. Deepavali has already started by lighting the lamp. The message is, let us stop polluting the pollution. Let us start promoting the nature. During this Deepavali, all of us who have assembled here, if you stop bursting the cracker and thereby not adding to the pollution, instead, if you start lighting the earthen lamp, start planting the saplings, and start donating the amount which we would have otherwise spent for purchase of the crackers. If you donate the same amount to some orphanages, cow shelters, something like that, I think that is a very, very meaningful way of celebration of Deepavali. Let us take that message from this forum today. I think we, being the serious and responsible citizen of India, this is how we should start celebrating the new festival. That apart, a very wonderful day here, NITTE and KBL joining hands, one representing educational institution, Lord Saraswati, another representing financial institution, Goddess Lakshmi. So it is a joint venture of Saraswati and Lakshmi, that is NITTE and Karnataka Bank. There is a purpose in it. So whatever that knowledge that we have, for its implementation, some capital support is also required. So capital without knowledge or knowledge without capital. How difficult and how hard it is, I think all our MSME friends, they know it better than me. So I think this is a very ideal joining or coming together of two great institutions of this South Kendra. Yesterday you all know that Prime Minister has launched an MSME support and outreach program. It is also claimed, of course, tall claims have been made. It all depends on how it will be rolled out at the field level. The uniqueness of this program is that it is supported by technology. The theme of today's conclave is also technology. How aptly it is designed. There it is mentioned that for any MSME unit, a credit sanction would be given up to 1 crore within 59 minutes. All of you might have suffered to get a credit support from your financial institutions at least for about 1 to 2 months. That was the time taken by your respective financial institutions. Now, when you hear this news that a credit decision could be given within 59 minutes, definitely it is a welcome move. Even if the success rate is 50%, that is a best beginning, and let us see that that becomes 100%. Why I am telling all these things is that, friends, we should understand that MSME across the globe is treated as the engine of the economic growth across the globe.
MSME ಕಾನ್ಕ್ಲೇವ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬಿಸಿನೆಸ್ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ 2018 ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮುಂದುವರಿಯುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಬಳಿಕ. ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ನಂತರ ಎಂಎಸ್ಎಂಇ ಕಾನ್ಕ್ಲೇವ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬಿಸಿನೆಸ್ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ 2018 ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಇನ್ನು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಉದ್ದೇಶ, ಲಾಭ ಹಾಗೂ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ನಡೆಸಬೇಕು ಇದೆಲ್ಲದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹಲವು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳು ಮಾಹಿತಿ ನೀಡಿದ್ದು ನಿಜವಾದ ಅರ್ಥವನ್ನ ಕಲ್ಪಿಸಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ ನಿಟ್ಟೆ ವಿದ್ಯಾಸಂಸ್ಥೆ.
He is none other than Mr. Suresh K. Rao, Chief General Manager, Materials, MRPL, Mangaluru. Sir, you are invited.
Good morning, all of you, respected dignitaries of the dais, and guests from MSME Hold in Karnataka. We are very proud to get associated with this program. It is conducted by Nitte Deemed University. And on behalf of MRPL, I extend a very warm welcome to all of you for this program. As you all know, MRPL is one of the leading central public sector enterprises in this state, and MRPL is proud to have implemented almost all the guidelines which is given by the ministries to support MSME ecosystem. We have implemented several measures which will make your business with MRPL meaningful and very easy. Ease of doing business is being implemented in MRPL, and I am proud to say that of the 1,200 crores procurements which is initiated in the last year, we have met the target of 25% from MSME sector. And this year we are much ahead of that number. And along with that, as our Dr. Mahabaleshwar has rightly said in yesterday's what Prime Minister has spoken about, all the initiatives are being implemented in the right spirit in MRPL, and I welcome you all to make use of that and get associated with MRPL in the coming days and utilize the benefits from the MSME ecosystem. I once again thank the organizers for inviting MRPL to this program, and thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Our another guest of honor is Dr. Shrikant MD.
I'm very privileged to share the podium with the Kannada Bank CEO and Managing Director. Sir, from my childhood I have been banking with the Kannada Bank. And my profound memories of banking started when I was 11 years. I'm basically from Udupi. My dad was doing priesthood in Trivandrum. So every day whatever we get dakshina in the temple, we accumulate, and every week I used to go and deposit in Kannada Bank. So even my studies and my sister's marriage, everything, you have been a great supporter. And so I have profound memories. Thank you very much. Okay, so who we are? DXC Technologies is a world Fortune 500 companies. We are a merger of HP Enterprise Services, that's Hewlett Packard Enterprise Services, and Computer Science Corporation 1 year back. And we have around 6,000 enterprise customers across the world, across all the domains, manufacturing, and we also have IP products or intellectual property products in banking. 80% of the banks in India use our core banking and credit card banking systems. We have in healthcare, we have in insurance, 90% of the global insurance companies are hosted in our digital platform. Then we have travel and transportation. We are in India close to 50,000 employees. Majority of them are in Bangalore, around 22,000 employees. And we are a $22 billion company spreading around 70 countries. And I have seen over the last 6 years working in this company as Managing Director, partnering with many corporates on their digital transformation. So I remember when 20 years back when I was the head of HR for GE, General Electric. General Electric used 4 initiatives globally. One of the initiatives called digitization. And at that time, the corporates used the concept digitization to digitize the back-end operations like payroll, procurement, and many of the back-end operations. Today, the concept digitalization, it has moved away from digitization. Digitalization we'll cover in our next section. Used not only in the back-end operations like payroll, HR, procurement, finance, but also it is used in the core supply chain as well as the front-end and the customer experience. And the entire ecosystem of today's enterprise, whether it's medium scale or small scale or large scale, is the digital platform. So that's what the debate today. We'll start with how digital organizations are emerging and how they are serving their customers, how they are transforming themselves, then supply chain, marketing, and the customer experience. Again, I congratulate NIT as well as Kannada Bank, other sponsors for holding this conference, and I wish each one of you great success, and especially those people who are getting awards in the evening. Congratulations and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Shrikant ji. He has a gift of leadership qualities and a gift of success. He is managing 20,000 employees with care and respect. He is the most loved and the most respected Sri N. Vishal Hegde, Honorable Post Chancellor of Nittay University. Sir,
for being with Nittay. A university and education institution is a place where ideas are born. When an idea is born, he rightly said Goddess Saraswati and Goddess Lakshmi need to come together. It's a very apt explanation, because I would like to narrate a real life experience, though not mine. It's of our founder, Mr. Vinay Hegde, who always says this. Way back in 1979, he just had an idea. With this idea, he quit his job and he wanted to start something. That's when he went to a bank. He went to a bank with a handwritten project report with obviously not much capital, the debt equity ratios and the other ratios would definitely not be in place. When he went to the bank, obviously the project profile or the project report was not accepted. But when he was walking down the stairs of the bank, he happened to crisscross the then chairman of that particular bank, who for other reasons knew him personally. And he asked him a question in our language, which I will translate in English, and it meant, "What happened?" And he told me, and he told the chairman, "Sir, the project report didn't go through because I don't have a typed version." He said, "Okay, come with me back to my office." And when he went to his office, he called the concerned person and said, "If typing is the only issue of this project report, please get it typed in the bank for him, because we have lots of typists in the bank who can type this project report." And then gave him his initial capital. Rest is history, and he has grown phenomenally. But what was important was the money given by the bank at that particular point of time. Why I'm narrating this is because what is very important is not only the bank giving the fund, but the bank giving the fund on time. I was so happy when Mr. Mahabaleshwar Rao said that from 40 days they're going to bring down the time to 20 minutes. I'm sure, sir, that is going to be the single biggest help to entrepreneurs. And if the time comes down to 20 minutes, the growth story of India as a country is definitely going to change, and history is going to definitely applaud you and Karnataka Bank for this. Today's conclave is MSME and banks. MSMEs are covering a large gambit of the industry. As the very word goes, from micro to small to medium, we are all there. And MSMEs are contributing a large portion to the GDP of our country. If I'm right, it's close to 8%, and about 40% of the exports are through MSMEs. And MSMEs are employing millions of people in this country. And when educational institutions like Nittay, we have decided to honor MSMEs, I think it's a big service that we are going to do. I think there's a long program, a whole day program out here. I would like to wish each one of y'all all the success, and this program all the best. Thank you.
Dr. A.P. Achar to Sri Vishal Hegde ji. Dr. Shankaran again to Dr. Shrikant. Dr. Acharji to Sri K. Suresh Kumar. Thank you, and very kind of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I request everybody to please kindly take your seats. Well, the next speaker to join up the session, Mr. Shrikant A.K. from DXC's technology. A business leader with over 25 years of multifaceted executive leadership experience in business transformation, human resource management, performed business roles such as CIO and country manager for large organizations such as Britannia Industries Limited, CA Technology, GN, Toyota. Well, our third gentleman to join up, we have Mr. Prasad Menon, Global Head, Human Capital, ClearTrip.com. He currently leads the human capital functions for ClearTrip.com and is playing a role of a catalyst in helping ClearShip to go to the next level. Ladies and gentlemen, prior to this, Mr. Prasad was with Flipkart, heading its people function for technology and product organization, along with 2 COE roles in leading its total rewards and corporate social responsibilities. Well, with over 19 years of diverse experience spanning e-commerce, this is going to be a very wonderful, knowledgeable session.
Can you hear me? Okay, good morning. Very good morning. Okay, thank you. That's the energy. I'll do it once again. Good morning. Okay, good. So, I'm very privileged to moderate this panel. I have 2 illustrious colleagues, and you heard about K. Raghunandan as well as Prasad Menon. So, as the the MC of the session introduced us, and the format, we have 45 minutes. Originally, it was 1 hour. In 45 minutes, what we do is each one of us will give our perspective and share our experience of digital journey with our customers, with our vendors, and with our employees. It's very important. How do you take employees also to the digital journey? Then we'll open up for a few questions, and I'll also ask the panel members few questions based on the topic what they have enlightened. So with that, I have a small deck. Why can't I share with you and set the context and stage? Can you just, yeah. Okay, good. So our technology leaders in DXC, as I mentioned, DXC is a merger of HP, Enterprise Service and what called Computer Science Corporation, have written a book recently, and it's published, that's an e-copy, I'll send it to all of you, called Becoming a 21st Century Organization. It's all about digital. So as I mentioned earlier, digital is not only a technology, digital is a culture. Today, digital is perceived as a leadership competency among various organizations. So what I'll explain next 8 to 9 minutes is how we have taken our customers, 6,000 enterprise customers, some of them are small and medium scale enterprises. How do they gone through the digital transformation? It's not only giving experience of digital to customers and employees, but they also build a digital culture and digital leaders in this journey. That's what I want to share. Before that, I want to set a context where the digital comes and play. Today, if you look at many organizations, 70 to 80% of the assets are intangible, not tangible. So what's the difference between tangible and intangible? Tangible is we can measure, you can calculate, you can identify in an organization like revenue, margin, number of customers, number of products, and number of geographies they support. All these are really measurable, and typically that's a subject matter of any CFO, because CFO can measure this all tangible assets in his or her balance sheet. The intangible assets are very difficult to measure, and today that is being played in many organizations, that is being leveraged by digital technologies in many organizations. Mahabaleshwar Rao, who is the CEO and MD of Karnataka Bank, had a side conversation with me. He was telling to take that decision in 20 minutes, from multiple days to 20 minutes, require a high quality data and highly cleansed and normalized data, otherwise very difficult. It is not the lack of data. What today enterprise face is lack of cleansed data or clean data, which is very important. That's the reason many times we call it is not information technology, it's called insight technology. Today the digital technology helping many organizations to develop required insight. So what are these intangible assets of an organization? Intangible assets are expressed today in sentences, in any social media. Intangible assets are expressed in languages. Intangible assets are expressed in sentiments of customers, sentiments of employees. So organization who can leverage these intangible assets and take organizational decisions and transformation using digital technology is what we have been working in every domain: manufacturing, retail, insurance, healthcare, education. And as we talk, I have a day after tomorrow, one of the biggest customer from one of the leading university is coming and visiting us, and we are managing the entire digital transformation of that university using the latest technology. So in this context of intangible assets, how we see digital technologies can leverage intangible assets, including the digital technology itself or digital platform itself, is intangible. It's very difficult to measure the impact on information technology or digital technology making to an organization. And these are like the roots of a plant: the human capital, the information capital, and the digital technology. What nourishes an enterprise in terms of plants, leaves and fruits is these intangible assets. So organization ability to understand and appreciate these intangible assets and make a big difference is one of the biggest challenges many organizations facing today. In this context, the organization who use the information technology and other intangible assets, who have leveraged them, they made 10 times in terms of the total shareholders value.
Good day, friends. God has created few people as creators, few people as beneficiaries. We saw Srikanth talking as a creator. It was like for me watching a movie of Shankar. So much. And it makes you speechless. I am a beneficiary, okay? So 35 years I have been in an entrepreneurship, continue to be an entrepreneur. I was just looking at what is this digital, and I was trying to classify digital in a crude man's attitudes. Is digital called internet, mobile phone usage, cloud, platforms? These are the jargons which I learned. From 1983 to 2003, I was never aware of digital. From 2003 to 2013, I started hearing the word called digital. From 2013 to 2017, I started learning digital. And from 2018, I have become addicted to digital. I cannot live without digital. I was thinking, probably if this digital kind of an environment was available when I started my enterprise in '83, it would have elevated me to a much faster pace. So the digital transformation can be called as an elevator. It elevates people. It elevates the entrepreneurs. It elevates our connectivity.
MSME ಕಾನ್ಕ್ಲೇವ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬಿಸಿನೆಸ್ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ 2018 ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಇನ್ನಷ್ಟು ಝಲಕನ್ನ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಒಂದು ಬ್ರೇಕ್. ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ನಂತರ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಹಲವು ಕಂಪನಿಗಳು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಲ್ಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದು ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್, ಇ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್, ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್, ಚೈನ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಟಿಂಗ್, ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಚರ್ಚೆ, ಮಾಹಿತಿ ವಿನಿಮಯ ನಡೆದಿದ್ದು ಉಪಯುಕ್ತ ಮಾಹಿತಿಗಳು ಜನರಿಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ.
And the next step is, of course, 360 degrees. So this is what I have experienced as a transition over the last 20 years.
So you mean to say with digital we have better way to express ourselves, we have better means to engage our customers?
Certainly, because earlier the challenge, if I were having a website, it was not that videos were not being done at that time. But then there were certain issues of uploading videos onto the website. Your internet speed being one of them. But today the kind of technology that you have and the kind of data speed that you have, information is on the move.
Last few years we have seen an immense change with the smartphones with most of us, and we have become more smarter than our smartphones. And with the smartphones, multiple things have changed. We are spending more time with them, right? And with more time spent, it gives more indication about the kind of interest or the habits we have. So I want to ask this to Amar, that how things have evolved with respect to the online and the offline sales and digital channels over a period of time.
Thanks, Anupam. Just to start with, sales channel itself. If you look at it traditionally, the way we operated is we started from typical, mom and pop stores and the wholesale, and that's where we started. And today we're talking about a completely new paradigm shift, which we talk about, online. And how did this all start about? It started with basic things as data, and with mobile data, which is now really, thanks to Jio, and really making it big and making available free for everyone in a way. So what's happened is you literally have a customer who could be in the farthest part of any village or in the country, and you can reach out directly to that person and give him a message or communicate with that person with a specific targeted whatever you want to communicate. So it just opens up the market, and it leaves a great opportunity. It gives a great opportunity for the marketer in terms of how to reach out to everybody who's available. If you look at even the online and the offline space, which is typically seen as the two different models, now it's all getting merged and becoming a new model which is getting created.
Yeah, thanks, Amar. This brings a very interesting thing. Let me just ask an audience. I want to take an opinion. How many of you represent a micro enterprise? Can you raise your hand, please? A micro? How many of you represent a micro enterprise? Okay, how many of you are from small? So we have more from small enterprise and less. How many are from a medium enterprise? So it's a very balanced audience we have, right? From micro and small and medium. Because one of the challenge which we face typically is that we come from a very traditional background where the sales was all about touch, feel, and smell, right? And we still follow the same pattern. How things have changed, and how you're bringing customers without these three essence. So in the virtual world, when you're talking about online, how this is going to change, how you are going to go about it, you think?
See, customer is used to touch and feel, but what video can actually do or digital can actually do is act as an elevator pitch for your organizations, and they can act as an elevator pitch. That's the most that you do. The problem with marketing is there is no direct return on investment from it. So you need to have a budget, you need to create an awareness about it, and you can only keep introducing or keep reintroducing yourselves to the customer to win business, but eventually they will have to have a better product experience.
Very good afternoon to all of you. This is the post-lunch session. That's why we have cancelled this PPT, because definitely we know that if there is PPT, definitely we will have a very good nap. So we want to avoid that. I will start with the small humor, then we will start the session. Okay. Post lunch there was one class was there. School teacher she started explaining difference between discovery and invention. Discovery means the things were existing earlier, due to the lapse of time it was hidden. Now once again we are finding out newly. Invention means it was not at all in existence, we are innovating. Say for example petrol substitute, lot of we are adding now. So all those inventions. So in spite of explaining nicely, all students were in a sleepy mood. Then teacher got annoyed. She told, if anybody distinguishes between invention and discovery with good example, I will give prize. Normally first bench, intelligent student will always stand up and tell, but this time he was also sleeping. Then last bench, naughty boy, he stood up, ma'am, surprise to ma'am, but she told, carry on. My father discovered my mummy and invented me. Okay, this is the finance session. I think you must be having lot of grievances. Many people are having grievances rather than contentment in finance. Why such grievances also we will discuss. And last some 15 to 20 minutes we will keep for some question answer session, so that lot of grievances can be resolved. So here are the two great speakers. Mr. Mayuresh is into venture capital. So definitely we will explain about what is venture capital. I think how many of you have taken venture capital here, participants? No. Then it is very interesting issue. I will definitely, first I will give it to Mr. Mayuresh so that he can brief about venture capital.
Hi all. This is a tough period of any event immediately after lunch. Hopefully I don't put you off to sleep. Do my best. So I'm going to be a slightly provocative. I come from the world of technology and deal in finance. And I'll stick my neck out and say that nothing that has been told to you guys right from the first session, including whatever I tell you, is not available on the net. For you guys to come in and go away with some pearls of wisdom, everything is out there. Events like this are great networking events. You meet people who you would not meet with. But other than that, I don't think I'm going to tell you anything. I'm not going to throw light on any piece of information that is not available on the net. Firstly, I'd like to tell you that we are living in extremely disruptive times. And each one of you has to take ownership of how you're going to make your way through these disruptive times. Let me start off by asking you, how many of you have cell phones? I'm guessing all of you. It's a redundant question. How many of you are on Facebook? I'm guessing everybody. How many of you actually make that phone to go out in the world and acquire knowledge? We've spoken about machine learning, we've spoken about edge computing, we've spoken about artificial intelligence. You don't need guys like me, you're talking about venture capital. You don't need guys like me to come and tell you all of this. There are enormous number of free resources on the net for you to come prepared and do it. What I would encourage is each one of you to download some apps that tell you how you are utilizing your time on the phone. I can bet you my bottom dollar, 90% of the time is gone on wasteful apps like Facebook, like watching videos on YouTube. Spend those time on sites like EduCity, EDX. You get the same course content that a guy sitting in Harvard would be getting, that a guy sitting in MIT would be getting. So please, you have to be the owner of the information. The government can do so much, your industry bodies can do so much, but you have to be the owner of this. Secondly, the second provocation I'd like to throw at you. The topic of this session, digitalization. I think this is a topic that was relevant 5 years back. It's a good start for industry associations like yours to start talking about this, but we've got to be even more forward thinking. You've got to be talking about artificial intelligence. You should be talking about machine learning. Why do I say that? How many of you are aware of a factory called Fanuc in Japan? These guys make industrial robots. This is a lights out factory. What do I mean by that? They don't need humans. Hence they don't need utilities. The factory runs in dark because it is all done by robots. There was another topic that came up in the last session about vernacular. Very valid point. Talking about strengths of India. How many of you are aware of a company, a startup from Chennai called Choo Choo TV? You're a tech guy, obviously, but it speaks for our ignorance as Indians. I don't claim to be smart, but I realized this from my friends in the US. This small little startup out of Chennai, it has 20 million YouTube channel subscribers. It has 15.2 billion views. So it's not that India can't do stuff that only the Americans and the Chinese are doing. What do these guys do? They make videos. They take rhymes like Johnny Johnny Yes Papa. There'll be Indian looking characters, there'll be Indian accents, and you have white people playing these videos for their kids. You have Spaniards, you have name wherever you are. So this is not a country that does not have talent. Another point came up in the earlier discussion. Content. You go to app developers in Bangalore. Why do you need to go to Bangalore? Udupi, Mangalore is the belt for app developers. Udupi is emerging as an animation studio. There has to be a sync up between these young guys who are doing cutting edge technology and guys like you who have the bank balance, the businesses that need this. So I think all solutions lie within us. And you have to start looking internally rather than start aping what is happening in the US, or look for guys like us. We can be good networkers, we can be good door openers, but I can't tell you anything that is not on the net. That was my starting 2 minutes. I'm more than happy to answer any detailed questions about startups, about technology, and about venture capital.
Hi, good afternoon. I will continue in a different dimension. And as you rightly said, how do we bring in the local content from a global context? ನಾನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೂ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮಗೆ. All of you can understand Kannada? I'll try to talk to a little bit in Kannada so that we can do justice to the vernacular related themes. I have seen, I'm a chartered accountant, but of course moved in IT. I have been consulting in different parts of the globe. I have seen the pains of a lot of startups in India as well as in other parts of Asia, as well as in Europe and the US. So the biggest lesson is that we fail. But when we fail, how do I get up and how do I move on? That determines you. So therefore, we should have the resilience. I know I'm not talking about philosophy, but a lot of practical experiences that you learn when you run this MSMEs. You will yourself understand what would make me rise and how do I go further. Yes, people make mistakes. There are mistakes from staff, from management, from decisions, etc. But then how do I rise myself? That's why what one should be very, very clear about structure. So in that particular structure, typically what we call in management terms, the balance scorecard structure, finance is the base. You have to put your finance in place, then you have your operations, then your sales. What I've seen today, I'm consulting with some of the MSMEs. What I see is that particularly in the marketing side and the quality side is a bit lacking. This two dimension ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾವು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ it will help a lot. So this is what we should try to look at and adapt it. Now there's a lot of adaptability that we have to see. China became successful mainly because of clusters. ನೀವು ಕೇಳಿರ್ಬೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಬೇಕೋ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಹತ್ತತ್ರ ತಂದಿಟ್ರು. They moved lot of people, lot of industries into clusters in different geography and they became successful. And then mind you, ನೋಡಿ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. Somebody wanted ಈ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಕೇಚರ್ನ ಒಂದು ಬೊಂಬೆ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. Somebody wanted to get a doll. They tried in India. The quotation given to them in India was close to about $400. $400. Whereas the same thing in China, it got done not by one person, 3 people, similar one, $75. See, this is the difference. Why? Because there is a lot of cooperation between them, and they share information, etc. And then there is a lot of, what they did was that some part was done by factory A, some part was done by factory B, some part was done by factory C, based on their competency, and they delivered it out. Anyway, now, so my request to you, all of you, is that hold on. I mean, you're all entrepreneurs. Hold on, find the right way, and stick to that, and then they will definitely succeed. Then we will discuss now, going forward, the structure for financing. It's nice.
MSME Conclave and Business Award 2018 ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮುಂದುವರಿಯುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಬಳಿಕ. ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ನಂತರ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಇನ್ನು ಸಂಜೆಯ ತಂಪಿಗೆ ಮನೋರಂಜನೆಯ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಹಲವು ವಿಭಾಗಗಳಿಗೆ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ ನೀಡಿದ್ದು ಇದರ ಸೊಬಗನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ.
Today we have Mr. Maheen Kannu, founder Springforth Capital. He is a logistics practitioner with over 3 decades of experience in logistics and supply chain management. He has worked in various verticals with 2 of the largest supply chain management companies in India, Gati Limited and Transport Corporation of India Limited. He is actively involved with a couple of startups that show real potential for growth along with necessary drive to achieve their goals. So I invite Mr. Maheen Kannu on stage. Last but not the least, the last panelist, we have Dr. K. Sankaran, Director, Nite, yes, the professor who have done B.Tech honors from IIT, PGDM from IIM, Bangalore, and PhD from Kent State University, Ohio, USA. Besides academic, he has several years of experience in project management and management consulting. So this topic is going to be supply chain management, emerging digital trends. Well, the next 45 minutes, gentlemen, is going to be yours, including Q&A. All the best, and let's start the session. Thank you.
We had a very interesting session earlier on finance. So this is going to be on supply chain management. We have 2 practitioners over here, and they have actually helped a lot of MSME companies to get onto the supply chain bandwagon. So I'm going to be speaking very little. My purpose, as we discussed earlier, would be to just give it a structure in the light of the discussion that we already had. One of the things that we said that should happen here is that all of us here should go home with at least a couple of things that we'll definitely be doing, which we are empowered to do, or we are empowered to contact somebody over here that we have met who can help to achieve whatever that you have set out to do. At least 2 things we should be able to either learn or eventually have some action upon. So what we will do is we will actually start with the earlier discussion in the morning about value creation. So if our guests here, our 2 friends over here, can tell us something about a story kind of a thing, starting with value creation. How do we actually achieve value creation? And as small business consulting, as small business owners, actually it's imperative that you are essentially looking for 2 things, at least in the medium term, if not in the long term. One is actually profitability, reducing per unit costs, or you are essentially looking at increasing volumes so that you have greater profits. So in the morning, some speaker talked about 6 kinds of values. So essentially we are talking about 2 kinds of major values that are immediately important for you. So how do we achieve this value? Now this value can be actually achieved what we are beginning to understand is that until recently we have been really emphasizing the shareholder, the owner, ultimately the profit. But now there's a kind of a shift from that to the customer. A lot of discussion was there on customer satisfaction. So we are saying that can we actually kind of change this narrative and talk about stakeholders. So shareholder, you as a separate business entity, yourself as a shareholder, if it is a proprietorship or partnership, or even in the case of a whatever form, private limited company and so on. So can we think in terms of stakeholders? You have the stakeholder. You also have a stakeholder called a credit agency. We talk about ICRA or other agencies. So can we talk about them also as a stakeholder? Can you also talk about the customer as a stakeholder? If you start looking at it that way, then we understand the complexity of this current management requirement. And that's really not different from for a small company vis-a-vis a large company. I think we have unnecessarily compartmentalized and created the silos as big and small and all that. All the companies are actually dealing with the same fundamental issues. Actually, I ran a company for about 8 months, and I was consulting initially, and actually the real issues are the same. So unnecessarily we're making all these different distinctions. So with value as our objective, can we think about the stakeholders, including the government, the banker, everyone, right? And of course, the very, very important is the shareholder. So economic returns, Mr. Muralidhar talked about balanced scorecard. It's very, very important to have profits. Economic sustainability is absolute virtue, whatever socialism we may talk about. So with these two things as value and shareholder, can we think about the context in which we are? The context in which we are today is, as Srikanth earlier in the morning talked about, we talked about two things, technology and creativity. We have to bring technology and creativity if we want to achieve big things today, because of tremendous competitive pressure. Now it's not just competition, we'll also talk about cooperation a little later. So in these two contexts, the technology and creativity, doing things differently, smartly, can we think of that as a context? Given that, I think there are only three things we need to think about. How are we going to change our own mindset? Right? So what is this digital leadership about? It's about wanting to do things differently. And I know that all of us, if we were to really log our times, we will find that we are spending a lot of our time on operational matters. 90% of the time is spent on operational matters. Is that right? I think we need to change that. And technology is a great empowerer to change that and start thinking about things that are longer term, strategic, more interesting, more creative. How do we create a new world that is there in our head? Not simply get pushed by operational pressures. So I think that's the individual role that we have to play. Next is organizations. I think increasingly we are talking about inter-organizational systems, and I think our friends over here, I'll introduce them very soon to you. You know who they are. Both Mr. Sudhir Madhuguri as well as Mr. Maheen Kannu. They are actually wedded to the idea of inter-organizational systems. And in this systems, there's a place for everybody. The large company, the small company, everybody. We have to find our own moorings in that ecosystem.
Beyond the boundary, because all of you are entrepreneurs. But we will share something what we are expert in the domain, which may be give a lot of value to you. So let me take in the previous before this session, somebody is asking about, my friend Mayush was asking about, Mayush, before that, LinkedIn. How many people are leveraging LinkedIn? Right? I just ask one question. A union minister, how many days without any contact you can meet a union minister just through a LinkedIn connection? Any guess? No connection, connected through LinkedIn and meeting. How many days will take? Just quickly. 1 day, 1 week, 1 month? Any guess? I am nurturing a small company in Bangalore called PetCab. It is India's first pet transportation company. So the founder sent a communication to Mrs. Menaka Gandhi briefing about the company. We could meet Menaka Gandhi within 5 days from the date of sending the email communication, LinkedIn communication. That is the power of communication, digitalization. Not necessary we should think, what Amazon is doing, what Flipkart is doing, what other guys are doing. We have something better to do. And we can do much better than them. The only issue is that they have a conglomerate, they have money power. So only way we can sustain is not to compete. One of my friend was asking about in the morning how we can compete with Amazon, how we can survive in the Amazon era. Impossible. Amazon is today valued at $1 trillion company. 1 trillion. Right? Flipkart, 10-year-old company, valued at how much of 1,50,000 crore, 1,44,000 crore within 10 years of time. So what do you mean by the SMEs who is sitting today here, maybe tomorrow's Flipkart? It is possible. But only issue, what we are thinking is, what we are not doing is that we are actually all the time will be reactive. When market asks something, we'll give. All these people, you can see the history of all the innovative company in the world. I'll speak more about logistics. They are all created need in the customer's mind, not they fulfill the customer's need. That's the difference. Today, 2016 balance sheet of Ola Cab did 1,267 crore turnover, 1,267 turnover, with a loss of 2,300 crore. Somebody asked the question before that, how I'll get investment. Somebody asked, and my friend also given response, Mayuresh. There is no defined rule as far as VC or private equity is concerned. 1,267 crore turnover, 2,300 crore loss. The company today valued at 4 billion. Right? Then what is valuation game? Valuation game is not nothing. Valuation game is 2028, the prediction 2025 to 2028, the owning the car will come down dramatically. Now all the people want a car. Now because driver is an issue, maintenance is an issue, people slowly migrating into not owning the car. They want to hire the car and use it. First of all, there is no capital infusion, there is no depreciation, there is no driver, there is no headache. What I wanted, I'll get it. Uber started. They're very small. I think my friend, two of my friends told the things. Uber, there's not a single car they own in the world. Logistic per se, one of the most valuable company. Ola, there's not a single car owned by. What actually they did it? That only technological intervention, nothing more than that. But if we say it's only technological intervention created the value, no. The technological intervention is one part, but execution is the part. Tomorrow somebody want to create Ola application, maybe 50 lakh rupees you can create an Ola application, maximum. But what is the driver? Is the execution. Execution matters. Many people can do things. Same way, you were in here, I think somebody speak about we are all from Mangalore, we are from very, Tier 2 city. It's not happening. I'll tell you, I met a gentleman, a small boy of 23-year-old, he's from Hubli. And last 10 years, none from India invited the TechCrunch. TechCrunch is world's largest, very prestigious award. TechCrunch invite 10 people. None is invited for last 10 years from India. This boy is invited. He's born in Hubli, a small village, a small place, not village, small place. He created a company called Snaptrude. The Snaptrude is going to upside down or obsolete the technology of today, your CAD technology in tomorrow. Today, any architects you go, they use a CAD. It is going to upside down. And he created 3D. You take a paper, write down small, in pen you write down this bathroom, this is my lunch room, this is my veranda, these things. Put it, take a photograph, within 3 minutes convert in 3D. Phenomenal. He must have morning somebody else also spoke about Byju's. All of you know Byju's? Byju's, the guy from one of the very smallest place in Kannur called Azhikodu. $3 billion company today, valuation. Right? What I want to indicate now is that place doesn't matter, industry doesn't matter, and we don't want to take head on with the large guys, Flipkart. Flipkart is anyway created because it is impossible. The only way to survive is coexist. How I can along with them. How I can be more valuable. That's not correct. This should not do it. So if you want to change your mindset, if you are ready to embrace the change, that is the best way to build up. I request all of you to think through that creating the first level of human capital is a key. I'll tell you a classic example. When I was heading a company called Gati, I was heading sales for 1,200 crore. 2011 left and started my own company, a different issue. Business is going upward dramatically, but the bottom line is coming every time less. Every quarter there is a review happen. Our chairman is Mr. K.L. Chugga. ITC chairman is a Chugga. So every quarter they see the numbers, turnover is going upward, but the bottom line, the profit is coming down. We all the big thoughts, we think, we think ourselves bigger. We don't know what is the problem. Let's understand. What did he know? We hired 3 interns from IIT Kharagpur. Okay. 1 minute. Hired 3 of the guys from IIT Kharagpur, entered for a small job for understanding one key issue of risk on value. All of you understand. When you see the docket, you can see risk on value, or it's called ROV, risk on value. You know that how much you component? 8% of the revenue come for the company from that. That increased the profitability of the company multifold. Per annum, the profit has gone 48 crore. I leave it here.
Thank you. I've got about 6 pages worth of notes that I can talk about, and that will become very, very theoretical, right? So, from morning I've been patiently listening to a lot of conversations in the forum and outside the forum as well. So maybe I'll take some of the examples from that and then talk, right? So what we have been hearing since morning is this anxiety that digital is causing all of us, right? So one of the anxiety is businesses are going, the MSME businesses are going kaput. They're all closing down because of digital. The case in point was Amazon, right? Amazon has come up, so a lot of shops have closed down. The second example in the same realm was one of the friends here talked about the travel agencies going out of business because of companies or aggregators like Cleartrip, right? Now, digital by definition is meant to do that. What do I mean by that? Digital will change business models. That we cannot stop, because that is the nature of that animal, if you want to call it that. It will change the nature of business. Business models will change. But it will create opportunities for every stakeholder in that ecosystem. Now let me take the same 2 examples and tell you how those opportunities are created in the supply chain. Because many of this is how entities in the supply chain are disintermediated and how new entities will get roles to play in the same supply chain or same value chain. Take the example of Cleartrip, travel agents, right? Now that was a supply chain for offering inventory to passengers, inventory to travelers, and so on and so forth.
The last but most important session of this conclave is how to enhance customer experience through digital tools. If you look at the process of acquiring customer, when you offer a product, the first stage is customers are suspected, not called suspects about your product. They don't know which product to buy. Then they can be converted into a prospect. He has some idea about the product. From suspect, you convert him into a prospect. From prospect, he becomes a customer. From customer, he becomes a client. What is the difference between a customer and a client? And how to transform a suspect into a prospect, and a prospect into a customer, and customer into a client. When you become a client, you become a partner with the supplier. A lot of tools are available. I request the speaker to throw lights on this, and then we'll have a discussion on this. All this topic, we're expecting some interesting questions from the audience, but at least in the last session, I request you to ask some questions so that we can answer some of your real issues. Sir, welcome you to make your presentation.
Thank you, Professor Achar. Good evening, everyone. So, have a unique challenge of addressing the last session. Really appreciate all your interest and patience. It shows how committed you are for what you are doing. So, we all know 4 P's and 7 P's of marketing, like Professor said, positioning, promotion, product, price, and all that. So, if you see P's, this is all from the producer perspective. For a change, we are talking about customer experience. We are not talking about us anymore. In this session, we're talking about transforming customer experience. So what is the transformation required? Can anybody tell me from a P, the producer perspective, to the customer user experience perspective, what is the transformation of thinking that we need to do? Anyone in the audience? Chetan? So, first step we need to, do you permit me? Can I move around and speak with each of you so that I can connect? So, the first and foremost thing is, there is very interesting change in the way we think from producer perspective to the customer perspective. Put yourself in the shoes of the customer. Okay? So now, what this P will become? P will become A. So what are the 4 A's of the customer? Customer 4 A's are, first is availability. If the product is not available, how is he going to buy it, even if he needs it, right? Second is accessibility. There is a product, but it's somehow there is an access problem. It's in a different floor. There is a child who wants to take a chocolate and it's been kept in the top shelf. How will he pick it up in a superstore? He can't, right? Once the availability is there, accessibility is there. You should be able to reach out. Okay? Totally customer perspective. Third is affordability. Affordability is not the price. You may buy do you know the cheapest car to buy in the world, if I tell you, you'll be shocked, is Mercedes-Benz. Does it sound very, very nonsensical? It is, but it is the truth. None of us will believe it. Mercedes-Benz has presented its case to the customer on a leasing, where you pay only the difference between today's price and next year's resale value is the price of the car. Mercedes-Benz resale price is very good. So in Canada, where my son studies, if I buy a Mercedes, I pay about Indian equivalent of 5 lakh rupees. If I buy a Toyota, I pay 10 lakh rupees. Now, which is cheaper, Mercedes or Toyota? Mercedes. But what is price if you see P producer perspective? Mercedes is 75 lakhs. Toyota is 15 lakhs. So if you see the producer perspective, we are giving cheaper products and destroying customer value. A function of logic. It's a different animal altogether. How do you achieve that? So one of the best way to achieve affinity is trial and error. Of course, you can use lot of intelligence. It's not going to work. Sometimes people do involuntarily, it will become a click. We call it luck. So one of the ways is to come up with several variants. Go to the market. Take a feedback. Keep refining. If you want your product or service to really become global, be ready to refine it 10 times before you even launch it. If you have that kind of patience, absolutely you can taste success. I can tell you for sure because we have done it many times over. So we come up with a new product or service, use ourselves, alpha test, put it on a limited group of people, beta test, do second beta, third beta, fourth beta, and then release in a market, particular market, do test, and then scale it up. This formula has been, it's not something which I invented. This is something Mr. Madhugiri will accept that this has been followed in a structured way in most of the bigger companies. We can also do it in our own way in SMEs. So now coming to digital, see, this is a digital platform. How do we transform it? How do we digitize to accelerate the result of a customer experience? We got a good product, we got a good refinement, we got affinity, accessibility, everything we got it. Now how do you digitize to accelerate results?
Food I should be having in Bangalore, and I was looking at reviews, and I'm mostly look at reviews, and this is because of the customer experience and the digitalized involved in it. A couple of places which was not rated so well had a good food taste, but the places which is rated 4.6, 4.7, when I really went and had that, it was, I was not going to go there again. It's kind of an experience. So how do we evaluate, or as an end user like me, how do I know what is right, what is not right? Because I don't know, sometimes what happens, I may have paid up for social media to write up good things about my website or my reviews. So how do I stop that, or is there any way that I authentically or organically evaluate the product or the service?
Fantastic question. The democratization of web also has led to a lot of misuse. That's what we were discussing earlier. People are using clothes from Flipkart and returning it.
Quite a lot.
Overall integrity of the society is what could be measured there. So it's really bad.
In morning, I think the chairman of Karnataka Bank told you that 40 days of loan sanction has come down to 25 minutes. You know how it happened? Now the big data is available about the customer. They get from Facebook, they get from credit history, how much is spending, how much check is bounced, or even with a click of a button, a borrower's information is available to the bank account. Similarly, to experience the customers or enhance the customer satisfaction, you use big data. This is a small company, not small company, in this local area called Aberrant. When you buy a car, what you do? You buy a car, sit in the driver's seat and take a photo, go to a temple, buy 4 nimbus, then Archakas take a coconut round the car and breaks it. Then you go for a long drive. In the middle, the petrol is exhausted. You don't know what to do. So Aberrant did a data about this customer experience. Now when a customer buys a car, GM comes and hands over a key, a photo is taken. It is kept in the showroom, house. And somebody comes and hands over a packet of sweet. Then a salesperson removes his shirt and becomes Archaka, does a arati, puts 4 nimbus. Puja is also over. Then he is given a 10 liters of petrol free. He is told that you have a 10 liter of petrol, go only this much of this. Everything is informed to him. How customers feel now? This is called transforming customer experience through digital tools. So they did a study about how customers behave. Similarly, in one of the hospital, when a patient is discharged, it takes 3 hours to pay the bill. In care hospital, when the customer is discharged, somebody comes with a swiping machine. Please swipe your card, pay the bill, and go within 5 minutes. This is called transforming customer experience. So for small business, because I designed this program, I thought a lot of questions will come from the marketing and sales and supply chain. And as I told in the morning, the biggest problem of SMS is reducing the cost, increasing the sales. We leave this, that as I told you that we'll have one more program called how to make your business go online. It's not for big crowd like this. Maybe a batch of 30-40 will help you that how website can be more interactive, how we can experience custom. All this is just an introductory program. We are planning for another series of program. I thank all of you for being a wonderful audience. Some of you are so silent. Some of you are asking questions. So thank you very much. Thank you very much.
and gentlemen, once again, a wonderful evening to everybody, and I welcome you all to the very exclusive evening, and this is going to be the Business Excellence Awards for the year 2018. So how are you all today? Are you all excited? Don't seems to be like, are you all excited? Are you all ready? Can we all give it up a huge round of applause for ourselves, for all of you guys for being fantastic. Well, let's kickstart the evening. And before we start, I would like to invite a guest of honor, Dr. M.S. Modithea, Professor, Vice Chancellor, NITTE, to please come on stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to all of you. It's a great day and a great occasion. NITTE KBL MSME Awards 2018 are going to be handed over to the people who have made us very proud of their achievements. If you were to summarize their journey and how society has been interacting with them, I'll just say this. Dear achievers, first we all ignored you, then we laughed at you, and then we fought with you, and today you are the winners. It was just an idea when you started, and that idea you implemented so very well, and it has had the kind of profound impact that today the society is recognizing you. Congratulations you on this great achievement. I'm very happy to be part of this function. And as a professor, possibly I'd like to just refer to the kind of scenario that we had earlier and how the society ignored by entrepreneurs. Where are we today and where we do move from here? You all know that you take the example of even countries like Korea, Japan, China, and so on. The first stage of what we call today the MSMEs were being called by them the proto-industries. The unfortunate part when we compare ourselves with these countries is that through policy support, those governments ensured that the proto-industries matured into modern industries. Whereas in India, unfortunately, the policy support ensured that proto-industries did not mature into the modern industries. A Ganiga, who knows so very well about Tel, whom you call Teli, did not start the oil mill. A Modithea starts an oil mill, right? So his whole entire knowledge about the process is gone. And then someone else came into that field and he doesn't have any background, he had to be trained. And the society is for that. The same thing is true. A potter who knows all about clay and the creative mind, he did not start the tile factory. Someone else started. And society paid a very big price for that. Today is not the time to give a lecture on that. Today, I only wish to remind you that things have changed. The whole environment has changed. Today, you find at this point of time, all of us are here to clap the success of these entrepreneurs. To salute their entrepreneurial zeal. So, our proto-industries, our MSME sector is making us proud. The whole economic environment, the whole, the global challenges are being very well addressed by our entrepreneurs today. So in Industry 4.0, I look at you as the heroes, and on behalf of all present here, let me salute you, wish you all the best. Keep on making us proud in the days to come too. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
And please welcome Mr. Balachandra, General Manager, Karnataka Bank, to take up the next few minutes.
Good evening, everyone. Very happy to be here. Today morning, our Managing Director was here inaugurating this great event in Mangalore. I am here on the closing session here. Much awaited, the NITTE KBL MSME Awards 2018 to be declared, the winners to be declared very shortly. At this point of time, I would like to share a few of my thoughts on this particular sector. I was just talking to my colleague also. Is it MSME? Is the new baby in this economy? Certainly not. Ever since the industry started in this country or elsewhere, those are the ancillary units to the main manufacturing units. You are not supporting them. You are not recognizing them so much. Those were the very, very hard days for those entrepreneurs. Times have changed, which has already been told. Now, we are into the digital era where MSMEs who are earlier struggling to get the finance from the formal channel are now invited, welcomed, encouraged with wholeheartedness. You all know that yesterday our Prime Minister also unveiled some of the measures to boost the development in this particular segment, MSME segment. One of them, very, very important, 59-minute sanction for loan up to 1 crore. How it is possible, you may be wondering. Because of the digitization. All that we require from you for a loan sanction is your GST return, is your income tax return, is your bank statement. With that, we will be able to assess, analyze the data, make an assessment, and give a sanction in 59 minutes. These are the big data regime, and we in Karnataka Bank are also into it. We have already initiated our project called Project Vikas. It is a transformation journey where a lot of digital initiatives is being taken up. One of them is being MSME dispensation also. Dispensation, I mean MSME processing of the loan applications. As of now, it looks like it is an old method of assessment, but we have the plans to roll it over into the digital environment where entire customer journey will be going to be a game changer, not only in terms of their contribution to the GDP, which is roughly around 30%, in terms of the employment creation also. Government is always saying roughly around 11 crore of employment has been created by this sector. This is the potential of this sector, and we in this evening, we are recognizing and also trying to motivate those who have excelled in the respective areas of their entrepreneurship. On this occasion, I only wish all the entrepreneurs here the best of the things to come in the days to come, and all the best in your new venture, and hopefully we will be meeting shortly in Karnataka Bank for your financial requirement. I wish you all the best. Thanks for the time.
Start the very first set of awards, and to present the awards, I invite Mr. Maheen Kannu and Mr. B.S. Murli to please come on the stage. I think we need some little louder music for the gentleman who's coming on the stage. Yeah, little more louder. Yeah. All right, the first Excellence in Finance. The winner is, everybody together, and the winner is Pyrian Services Private Limited. Congratulations. Let's keep clapping. Let's keep cheering up, guys. Come on. I request both of you to please stay back for 1 more minute. The next is going to be the Excellence in Marketing and Sales. And the winner is Wisdom Tools Learning Solution Private Limited. Let's everybody give it up. All right, on behalf of Wisdom Tools, we have Amit who's collecting the award. Congratulations to the team. All right. The next is going to be Excellence in Operations. And the winner is PowerPoint Battery Industries. Let's everybody clap for the team there out. Congratulations. Let's keep clapping, everybody. Let's keep encouraging. And the next goes for the excellence in operations and customer service. And the winner is Dr. Vijendra Rao. Dr. Vijendra Rao. Come on, everybody. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining up. Please take your seats. Thank you so much. Well, the next is going to be the recognition for their contribution. And to present this set of awards, I invite Mr. S.S. Nayak on stage. All right, I think we would have Dr. Parmeshwaram to please join up, Director Industry Interactions, Nitte, to please join up. Can we have you, sir, on stage? And this is going to be the recognition for the excellence in supply chain. And it goes to Narun Food Industries. Congratulations. Just hold on, sir. One more minute. You have to give out one more award. Well, the next is going to be the Excellence in Supply Chain category. And the winner is Kamat Transports. Congratulations, Kamat Transports. Can we have somebody from Kamat Transport walking up the stage? Okay, all yours now. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining. My request is to please take your seats. All right, well, do we have some youngsters who are around right at the back row? Can you please take your hands up? All professors we have. All right, cool. Well, yes, we have somebody there. Yeah. Come. ನಿಮಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಎನ್ಕರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಬನ್ನಿ ಸ್ಟೇಜಲ್ಲಿ. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಕಮ್ ಅಪ್. ರೈಟ್. Present the awards, I invite Mr. K.E. Raghunathan, President AIMO. Can we have another mic for the gentleman? This is going to be a joint winner award. And ladies and gentlemen, the Best Entrepreneur Manufacturing Award goes to Shankar Roofing System. Let's clap for the team out there. A little more louder. Congratulations. So we have a family here, or a team here. Category, and the winner, the next winner is Caliper Engineering and Lab Private Limited. Congratulations. Come on, let's keep clapping, audience. And congratulations to Caliper Engineering and Lab Private Limited. Joint winner award goes to AK Plywood. Congratulations, AK Plywood. Best Entrepreneur Manufacturing joint winner, AK Plywood. All right, thank you so much, sir. It's gonna be the Best Entrepreneur Service Recognition. And to present the award, I invite Mr. Siraj Ahmed. Mr. Siraj Ahmed to please join us from Inlet. And the very first recognition goes to 3E Services. 3E Services. Let's give it up for them. The next goes to Biggie's Burger and More. Wow, nice name. Somebody on behalf of Biggie's Burger and More. Well, the next goes to ECR Group of Institutions. ECR Group of Institutions. The gentleman is coming from there. Yeah. Let's encourage the audience. Come on. Would you like to share a few words with us? Okay, can we have the mic for him, please?
Good evening, one and all. First, I would like to convey my sincere thanks to NITE University to select ECR College for this award. South is the first university-approved aviation college in South India. We are providing degree with aviation for the students. It's having good opportunities in this aviation industries. So once again, I will thanks to all the selectors. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Well, thank you, sir, for joining up on stage. Thank you. Well, moving on towards the next category, and the next is going to be the Best Product Innovation. And this is going to be a joint winner award. And to present the award, I invite Dr. Najappa, Director Research, NITE, and Dr. Sudhir Raj, Professor NITE, to please join up together. Well, the Best Product Innovation Joint Winner Award goes to SKF Elixir India Private Limited. Let's everybody cheer up. Let's everybody keep clapping for them. So one line from you. Best Product Innovation Category Award in joint winner is RDL Technologies Private Limited. Congratulations, RDL Technologies Private Limited. Congratulations. Yeah, sure. Next category is going to be Excellence in Exports joint winner, and it goes to Tolar Ocean Products Private Limited. Thank you. Well, the next Excellence in Exports Joint Winner Award goes to Mukkasi Food Industries Private Limited. Congratulations. I would request you to please share. Hi. Let's everybody clap once again for the beautiful, the powerful performance. Moving on towards the next category, and the next category is the jury awards. Now, this is specifically have been chosen by the jury members for their effort, for their throughout the journey as an MSME. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the next category is going to be the jury awards. And to present this award, I invite Mr. Vilas Nayak along with Mr. Ramakrishna Achar. All right. And the award for the most sustainable MSME award goes to Archul Cashews. Let's give it up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep clapping. Archul Cashews. Thank you so much for joining up, sir. Thank you so much. Please take your seats. Well, the next is going to be the jury awards for the best family managed enterprise. And the winner is Ganesh Exim. Would you like to talk for a minute?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I thank, first of all, I thank NITE KBL for the recognition. Every award I face recognition is a stepping forward for our company. We come from a very small town called Chelkere, which is in Chittorgarh district. So for recognizing a small company from a small place, I thank the jury members and all the sponsors of today's excellent evening. Thank you one and all. Good day.
Thank you so much. Well, we'll have one more award to give out. Well, the next is going to be the Lifetime Achievement Award. And the winner is SS Nayak. Let's everybody cheer up, ladies and gentlemen. The special category, the recognition goes to APD Foundation. APD Foundation, the best social enterprise. Just hold on, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the next is going to be the Best Social Enterprise winner. And the award goes to Srushti Media. Congratulations, Srushti Media. Can we have the mic for us, please? ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ.
ಹಲೋ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ
Would you like to share a few words before we give the award?
Good evening, all. We have to give a big round of applause for Karnataka Bank and Nitte and MRPR for conducting such a beautiful MSME conclave. From morning to evening, lot of sessions were there. All were excellent and very useful for the MSME entrepreneurs, and we should congratulate all of MSME entrepreneurs, those who have participated here, and definitely you can make use of this MSME conclave as stepping stone for your further success. And definitely one more thing I would like to tell, Karnataka Bank, when other banks are in PC and not lending for the MSME sectors, Karnataka Bank, today morning our MD, Mr. Mahabaleshwar has told, as against total percentage of 20% by Nationalized Bank for MSME lending, Karnataka Bank has already given 23% for MSMEs. And with our support of Mr. Balachandra, General Manager, I think he is heading the MSME department in head office. I think this percentage will still go further, and we look forward patronage and support from Karnataka Bank in future also for MSME entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Well, the jury awards for the best employer in the region, the award goes to Dia Systems Mangalore Private Limited. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep encouraging the winner as the best employer in the region of Mangalore. Would you like to share a few words with us?
Good evening to all of you. I recall back as an MSME before 35 years in Mangalore when I started my first IT company. I never imagined that one day I'll be in Mangalore employing the maximum number of people locally. It is astonishing. And there were days in those times when I used to move from pillar to post to get some 5,000 rupees loan from a bank.
Nobody used to believe me. Nobody used to trust me. Nobody thought I'm going to be a successful entrepreneur. That's a journey we underwent over the years. 30 years we underwent. But today, I'm so very delighted to see so many youngsters. I did not realize what this function is all about. Mr. S.S. Naik called me the other day, sir, you must come for this function. Even though I had 2-3 functions in the morning, I said, definitely I'm going to come here, not to receive the award. I just wanted to see what all this conclave is all about, what people have done over the day. And when I see all these things, I'm really, really proud. Mangalore is going to be one of the best innovation center for
Lakshmi AGM Karnataka Bank, along with Dr. Vijendra Rao. Well, as Dr. Vijendra Rao have already received the award, I would like you to speak few words before we proceed for the next.
Good evening, everyone. When I was just entering, it was a very funny experience. I met Vilas Nayak. I've been hosting these kind of award functions in Mangalore quite often, but I never thought I will be in the other end today, because those moments I was never shaky, but today I'm a bit shaky to receive the award. And when S.S. Naik called me, I was a bit nervous, because he is legendary in the finance field. And if he calls up someone and say, doctor, I'm taking an interview, and I was nervous when I was just treating a patient. And I was just reading through KBL and NITE. I just felt I was framing that no individual, if he is talented and target focused, will definitely excel. And Kaun Banega Lakpati, that Kaun, when I was reading through their statistics 2018, 163.26 crores Karnataka Bank has shown the profit. And that's why it's like, Kaun Banega Lakpati, all of us have been supported through MSME. Definitely we will reach somewhere. But doctors at the other end, I thought we are always at the humanitarian service sector, and we would never be identified as entrepreneurs. But when Dr. A.P. Acharya and Professor Shankaran has been constantly calling me to NITE to speak to people, to students as a successful entrepreneur, I just felt, okay, we too are the entrepreneurs. And when I started my career, I was in Middle East, came down to India and started my career. I was told that ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೆಥೋಸ್ಕೋಪು ಒಂದು ಬೀಗ ಎರಡು ಬೇಕು, ಅದು ಇದ್ದರೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ತಿರುಗಿ ನೋಡಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನವರು ಕರೆದು ಲೋನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಸೇಫ್ ರಿಪೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಬಟ್ one particular thing which really boosted me up is NITE University, which taught me digital marketing. And when I started the digital marketing, that's where it gave me a very big boom. And thanks to NITE, because that's the only institution, even though I'm from KMC Manipal, that taught me life.
Well, let's give away the award now for the best woman entrepreneur winner. Any guesses, audience? Any random guess what comes to your mind? No idea. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's put your hands together and congratulate with a huge round of applause to the winner, Geeta Chiniwalar Cosmestick. Congratulations. The Best Woman Entrepreneur Winner Awards. I would request you to please share your experience with us.
Hello, good evening everybody. Myself, Geeta Chiniwalar. I'm the founder and the managing director of Cosmetiq. And firstly, I would like to thank NITE KBL MSME for having recognized for this award. I'm really happy for that. And we basically manufacture aromatherapy based products. And I have come from Bangalore. We have a factory in Hebal, and being an woman entrepreneur is quite a challenging job. It's not that easy, like managing home as well as the factory. I started manufacturing this from a kitchen platform, and now I'm running our own industry now. I started this business like I invested 5 lakhs to start the thing, and now this is the 4th year. I have reached around 50 lakhs is my turnover as of now. I'm happy to receive this award, and this is the second award what I'm receiving from MSME. Like the first MSME award what I got in Bangalore was that was in association with ASSOCHAM, and we received as the best startup award, and this is the second. I'm really happy for this, and I'm thankful for everyone. Thank you one and all.
Next is going to be the recognition for the contribution, and to present the next set of, I would like to invite Dr. M.S. Moditeo, Professor, Vice Chancellor NITTE, to please come on stage. All right. So the category is the most promising startup. The recognition, the very first one, goes to Dev Mantra Online Services Private Limited. Well, the next, the most promising startup recognition goes to Fovisto Powers Private Limited. Most promising startup, Fovisto Powers Private Limited. Can we have the mic for him, please?
Good evening, everyone. We just started few months back. This is a great honor. In this event, we have a startup, which it is a boon for us to know decades of knowledge in a day. I thank NITTE, KBL, MSME Awards for giving us the great opportunity to be here in this wonderful event.
Thank you so much. The next most promising startup recognition goes to Hello Doc. Well, the next most promising startup recognition goes to Trainident. And to present this award, I would like to invite Mr. Balachandra, GM Karnataka Bank, to please come on stage once again. Well, the most promising startup joint winner award goes to Leo Wayne Solutions Private Limited. Congratulations. Leo Wayne Solutions Private Limited. Can we have a louder applause, ladies and gentlemen? Let's keep the energy on. Come on. Thank you so much. Well, the next most promising startup joint winner award goes to Let's Service Automotive. Let's Service Automotive. Promising CEO recognition. And to present this, I would like to invite Dr. Satish Bhandari, Vice Chancellor NITTE, to please come on stage. Dr. Satish. All right, I would like to invite Dr. Niranjan Chiplokar, Principal, NMAIT, to please join up on stage. Well, the most promising CEO recognition goes to the very first one, Hiten Goyal, Moved Productions. Let's clap for the gentleman. Everybody. Well, the next, I would like to call upon the next recognition to the person, Mr. Sushil Hegde from Sai Hint Wheels Private Limited, for the most promising CEO recognition. Thank you so much for both of you for joining up on stage. Please take your seats. GM Karnataka Bank. You have been quite popular here, so everybody wants you to come again. Well, the next, the most promising CEO winner goes to Mr. Siraj Ahmed, Inland Infrastructure Developers Private Limited. Congratulations. Let's keep clapping. Come on, everybody. The last few awards left. Next, fastest growing enterprise. Yes, somebody asked, there are two more. The fastest growing enterprise joint winner category. And to present this, I would like to invite Mrs. Ranganath, Karnataka Bank Limited, to please come on stage. All right, so we have Mr. Ranganath here on stage. Well, the fastest growing enterprise joint winner award goes to the very first one, Bright Flexi International Limited.
Did you real?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the last award, fastest growing enterprise joint winner, the last award goes to Atom Fitness Club. Congratulations. Can we have the mic for him, please?
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here, and we are very proud to receive this award. It's been a month since we started Atom Fitness, and I'm proud to say that we have crossed more than 400 members. So Mangalore has accepted us and welcomed us in a very nice way. And though we are a startup and it's just 1 month, but our base is more than a decade ago. Like our trainers, our entire team we all experience having an experience of more than 10 years. We have internationally certified trainers. We have the best of the best facility, taking fitness to a different level Mangalore has ever seen. And I'm also proud to say that we are the biggest fitness center ever in Mangalore, covering an area of 12,000 square feet. We have facilities like MMA, rock climbing, circuit training, Zumba, Fitwood, yoga, personal training, and a lot more. So on this occasion, I would like to thank MSME, NITE and Karnataka Bank for choosing us and considering us as the most deserving for this award. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mohit, and I would like to thank Karnataka Bank, NITE Group for recognizing us, giving us this award. First of all, we shared a passion about fitness, both of us. We have been in the industry for so long. We had a dream, but the people who gave us wings for this dream, my parents, Mr. Madhukar Malli, and my mother, Mrs. Vijaya Lakshmi Malli, and of course my sister who's there. She's always been a constant support in our journey. And what sets us apart from the other gyms here in Mangalore is the passion we share. We make sure the clients come every day. We make sure they receive what they have come for. We make sure we give them what they have come for. And also we make sure that they get results at the end of the day and they go to sleep with a peace of mind, feeling fit. And also people may spend a lot on food, on parties and alcohol and other things like on an everyday basis. But in case they spend a little on fitness right now, it will be a good investment for them for the future. Also, they'll have a healthy life, and our only mission is to make Mangalore a fitter place, a better place.
Shiv Sagar Foods and Resorts Private Limited. Congratulations to Shiv Sagar Foods and Resorts Private Limited, the best social entrepreneur award.
Thank you, NITE KBL, for giving this wonderful award. And I am from Kundapura, and I'm in Bombay. Last 38 years, at the age of 51, at the age of 13, I went to Bombay. So अभी बोलते ना वो चाय वाला भी अभी PM बन सकता है, वैसा हम भी चाय वाला एक बिजनेसमैन बन गया. So शिव सागर का 20 ब्रांचेस है और 1995 में at the age of 28 I started at Greenland Tiles Limited at Kundapura. So 200 workers is working there because of my friend and my advisor, my finance advisor, Mrs. S.S. Naik. And today we 600 to 700 people is working with me. This is the second or third award I'm taking. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All the awardees to please come on stage for the group picture.
ನೋಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ವೀಕ್ಷಕರೇ, MSME ಕಾನ್ಕ್ಲೇವ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬಿಸಿನೆಸ್ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ 2018 ನ ವೈಭವವನ್ನ. ಇದೇ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ವಿಶೇಷ. ಸುದ್ದಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಮನೋರಂಜನೆಗಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರಿ ಸ್ಪಂದನ.